Is she sitting there saying that someone is a bad Muslim while doing the same thing that she's accusing this woman of doing? Hashtag Foodie Beauty.
I don't remember who it was, but someone made a video explaining how filters are haram and you're a bad Muslim. Are you serious? Oh yeah, okay, that's another thing. Who was I gonna call out? There's a Muslim woman. I won't even say it because she'll probably cream herself just me mentioning it. Calls herself a good Muslim and sits there and criticizes everything I do. Like, lady, you turn me off of Islam, if anything. You're supposed to, a good Muslim doesn't gossip and criticize about people, okay? Like you do every video. So yeah, and your ASMR sucks, by the way. Your ASMR sounds like cockroaches in my earlobes, in my eardrums. So I don't know what you're gonna do, but stick to your day job, alright?
She's talking about Miss Amina, and she's a sweetheart. If anything, she tries to educate Chantal on being a Muslim woman. Chantal is sick. Makes me wonder if Salad wants her locked up, allowing his fake wife to badmouth people in a country that doesn't allow it. Really, calling out a Muslim woman. We all know that when she hits Canada, she's going to get high at Foodie Beauty. Ugh, I despise terracotta colored lipstick. I loathe it, especially the cheap shit that fits in the middle of the lips. I thought a Muslim person doesn't have the right to critique another. Foodie Beauty would have to put in a lot of work to rise to the level of bad Muslim. As if makeup, gossiping, and foul language aren't all haram. I don't believe that Foodie converted. She's too lazy. At this point, I think she just sits and eats. The only time she leaves the flat is when they are vlogging. No one can dissuade me from believing that. Her hijabs get lazier and lazier as the it looks like she just threw a cloth on her head and turned on the camera. Zero effort Chinny strikes again. That was so disgusting what she said about that Muslim woman. So by that logic, Salah isn't a good Muslim. Got it. Almost 11 p.m. her time. Why isn't she in bed with her husband? Why are you whispering, Hammy? Say it with your chest. Even with filters, this bish is looking haggard. She's disgusting, disrespectful to culture, religion, people, places, and she's trying to tell us how we should live. She has a foul mouth and angry soul. She does not criticize Foodie Beauty. She points out the issues to educate her and others about her religion. Foodie Beauty is making a mockery of the Islam faith, and Salah is complicit in allowing it. There are many principles that displease Allah. It seems they are in a race to break them all. Literally every word out of her mouth here is haram. I showed my Muslim coworker what Foodie is doing while wearing a hijab, and she was disgusted. If you ever come to a point in your day that you listen to what Chantal has to say about anything, go see a doctor. Sorry, but whether or not Chantal is turned off by something is a horrible way to measure how good or bad it is. She's turned off by a plate of vegetables. They probably don't live with a phone in their face, snarfing food and reciting their litany of STDs either, but don't let that stop you. Chantal, it looks like you have some goop in your eye. I'm sorry, I couldn't focus on what you were saying. She reverted to Islam and now thinks she's holier than thou and knows everything. Jesus effing Christ, I can't say much because I've been there, done that, but I probably know more about the religion than her. I say she reverted because that's the language that Muslims use. I've never seen a woman talk so much shit about so many people, but if anyone says a word about her, they bully me. It's wild. Milk Tea wasn't even mean or rude in her reaction. Yet Chantal kept digging out her wig. Like, ma'am, is this you? She did not just insinuate that this woman would orgasm when talking about this woman being Muslima. What the fuck is wrong with you, Chantal? Yes, she did. Cockroaches in her earlobe. WTF. She's going to destroy herself with this. If she pushes it too far, Muslims don't play, not the ones I know. They take their religion very, very seriously, and this bitch making a mockery of it is not going to sit well with the community. I mean, I guess if anyone is going to know what cockroaches in their eardrums sound like, it's going to be Chantal and her mountains of filth. What a great celebrity when in reality she got fired for lying. Remember lying chins on her application, then got a settlement so that, plus her early years showed her she had no consequences. Well, you're an adult now, chins, good luck. I honestly think her brain is just an empty vessel with lots of letters and syllables, and there's a demented wee woman living inside there, and she just puts all these letters together and then just spits them out. I've never seen anyone contradict themselves all in the same heavy breath. If this isn't a perfect metaphor of lipstick on a pig, I don't know what is. Not sorry, she's a vile piece of shit, in my opinion. Okay, but you had to mute it in front of Salah so he wouldn't know how racist you were in that video. Who is the real coward pussy?
Oh, so go back to Egypt, you fuck. Of course she plays Cuba Rage. Okay, let's just mute it. Here you go. Like, what a pussy move, honestly. Cuba Rage every time. Coward, pussy, coward, pussy, coward, pussy, coward, pussy. Right?
So, for background, this is a video that French fried girl used to show Foodie Beauty when Foodie Beauty tried to snipe her live stream. So, to quote, hashtag Foodie Beauty's trashy speech on refugee piece of shit, neither is an insight to her thought process. She spent months desperate to find a refugee man to love her, ultimately going to Kuwait, where she now plays house with simple Salah. She only wants a man she can control, equals visa.
Will prove you fucking made me this way. It's your fault. It's your fault. You and Natter made me this way. You manipulate women, you fucking abuse women enough. This is what happens. You like it? You don't like it? Oh, sorry. Go back to Egypt, you fucking refugee piece of shit. You don't even deserve to be in Canada. You should be deported. You deserve to be hung by the fucking president. You deserve everything you get. Don't you do not deserve to be in Canada. You just not do not to deserve to breathe the air of Canadian air. You are fucking evil. You do not deserve to be in Canada at all.
Back to the screenshots. Salad kicked her when she said butt. Now she says pussy over and over whilst wearing a hijab. He gave up on his dignity and reputation real quick. She would just have skipped over it, but last time she tried that, she clicked play on her saying big black cock. Chantal and Amber do this quality of reaction, then scream at others that they steal content. She's not adding anything to the point made, just mutes it so Salah can't hear how racist she is. That's exactly what I thought too. She cannot be serious. Can't hide forever, Foodie Beauty. She's vile. Did you see he comment, calm down, babe? Muted it, yet calls her a coward pussy. What? Every time. Oh, my bad. Sorry, you behave like a demon and we keep you accountable for it. There is no chin's content to steal. I listen to reaction channels because they insert their opinion and thoughts. If she doesn't like it, she can go make her own platform and make the rules. I never sent them money. So I did send them money. I sent them an e-transfer for rent money. They'll give it back. It's not a scam.
And then like I had the he made the lease out today and everything like with the government. So like what the hell? I don't know. I don't know. Scammed. I actually transferred some rent, like some money to them today, and then I canceled it. So I was able to cancel it. They're stealing your money. Watch. They don't have any of my money. Oh, you think they're gonna take my deposit money? I don't know, man. I hope not. I don't think it's a scam. I think they're gonna give me. I have their keys. Like they gave me the keys today. I gave money. Oh yeah, I sent money in like an e-transfer. And right after I sent the money in an e-transfer, I said, here's the rent money. You know, whatever. And then I sent the money. I'm living in the Kia Bees.
Chantal talking about the civil ID 2 weeks ago.
But that guy said yesterday, in order to get married by law, both of you would need a Kuwaiti resident card. Actually, VI peasant, there are ways around that. And a Kuwaiti resident, it's not a Kuwaiti resident, you need a civil ID. So, like what Salah has, you have to be registered. Usually, you get a civil ID from your company, your business, or somewhere you work, your employment. I'll catch up with the comments over. So he could register me on his business and get me a civil ID pretty quickly. There's also different ways around it, like in a Muslim way, but we're keeping it vague. I don't want to give people details because I don't want to tell the route we exactly went. But there's lawyers, and there's like, you can even appeal to the judge to marry you despite.
I'm so confused. Does she or does she not have a civil ID? She lies so much that I'm lost. She's making people think she does but doesn't really confirm it, so she can lie. She suggests all these hypotheticals, then gets pissed when people are confused or don't believe her. I'm positive those two faked some documents. She's so dumb to even talk about it if so, because people would alert the authorities to investigate, especially if he tries to get a Canadian visa based on his fake marriage. I think when he's talking about this, she's just repeating whatever lies Salah has told her, and it convinced her, so she thinks it will convince us too, and then gets mad when it doesn't. I think she's fully informed or aware of her fraud. That could very well be true, but we are talking about the same bitch who was talked into believing she gave herself gonorrhea, so there's that. I have come to believe they're not trying to fool the courts, but the audience. They don't live together. Ah, yes, the traditional loophole marriage. Yep, that all checks out. This is my favorite thing she did that whole night. That look on her face. She's so proud of herself. I hope karma finds her. Fingers crossed. That piss yellow hijab looks horrendous on her. Why does she pick countries with some of the scariest and strictest laws to fuck around in? Is it because she never gets the find out follow through? Because they don't speak English, so she can make them reliant on her. I believe that, but there are way more lenient countries than Cuba and places that follow Sharia's law to prey on men in. If she does have a civil ID, it was obtained fraudulently, so it's not real. And she will be in deep shit. For the first time I've seen her on camera, she was really making an effort to ask Salah if he could explain it. Therefore, she's already set up the narrative that she didn't understand. Like, give it up, corn-fed. You can't be SBSers. So they were living together before they were married. Thanks, Salah. To witness, and you're approved to marry me and accepting the amount of money as a gift to you. No need for any family mail from your side because in Canada system, you're still Christian. And you are more than 21 years old, and then we prove all that. Then the case takes time, around a month, a couple of weeks to approve that and give us the contract. That's all. Why can't she show us her civil ID? And she changed her status, okay? She said she was on a tourist visa a few days ago. Well, she said she changed her status. Love it. Not before she got married, so haha. Who knows? I'll wait for the authorities to correct her. This is what happens when people get close to or right down to the truth. Chantal rages. I'm sure Chantal isn't the first woman to indirectly pay for her own mar, but she's definitely the most pathetic. If they end up married for real, Salah should use some of the thousands of dollars she has given him to buy a life insurance policy on her. Then he should put the rest into a KFC gift card for her. She can drink gravy into oblivion and he can hit the jackpot. I don't think they ever lived together, but it's definitely all just a transaction. We prove all that. I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm a bish. She's not Muslim. She doesn't get Amar. What he means today is the fee I pay for you to get me into Canada. The amount of money as a gift to you. Probably not. They're not married, but I'm not convinced they live together. Ah ha 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 ha. So she literally is paying him to marry her. I thought she wasn't doing lives anymore. Does she have a hunchback? Show us the papers, fatty, or take the abuse. Lol, she knows that milk tea reacts, knows her stuff. That's why she's doing this. Show us the ID, chins. We saw milk teas. There's a reason their favorite movie is Dumb and Dumber. Best comment because it's true and incredibly funny. Lol. The Mar only applies in a Muslim marriage and a Nikah contract. These two are dumb. Amar is not required or even part of a civil marriage because one of them isn't a Muslim. Chantal.